So welcome to everyone watching this video. My name is Rohan Vashisht and thanks a lot to all my subscribers. You have helped me reach 100 subscribers. So please make sure you subscribe to the channel, also like this video. So let's just continue. What are we doing exactly in today's video? We are, continuing building the CSV parser, right? So let's just have a quick recap of what everything does. Here we have the function of parse CSV. This is going to take the raw data as the input. That is directly the raw data of the CSV file itself. Then we have a header list. So obviously in a table, we have a header row, right? That is the name, age, and different column names. So all the column names would be stored inside of this header list. Then we have iter for lines. We are basically using, like we have a lot of different lines, and to split those lines and get every single line, we are using this, this split scalar and iter for lines. Then let's just ignore this for now. If iter for lines dot next, okay. Now we have the iterator, right? Now we are checking if it has a next value, okay. If we have a single row, then we are selecting that first row of the data as header line. Then var iter for header will be equal to split scalar, and we are splitting the first row on the commas. Okay, we have the first row, we are splitting it at the commas, and then while iter for headers dot next. So then we are parsing each and every single column. We are getting the column name, and then I'm appending the column name to the header list. So you can see that here. Then I have number of columns will be plus equal to 1. So, like once I go through every single column, I would be adding that, okay, we have these many columns in the CSV file. So in today's video, we are going to be implementing the, like the parsing of the other things. Like the first row has been parsed, that is the header row. Then obviously we need to parse the entire data, right? So let's just continue doing that. I would be using the Helix editor, which is again a new editor for me. I'm not using it for my main purposes. I'm just using it for, like YouTube videos, because I just think it's so nice looking, right? It's so clean. But once I get, like once I get a hang of it, when once I get to know how to use this, I would be using this further. Now let's just check what am I doing here. I have I have this line to check if I have the next column. And if we have zero columns, obviously, if we have a zero column CSV file, then header not found empty CSV error, we would be throwing that. Okay, now a new line. What we have to do here to parse the remaining data, what I have is this iterator for lines, right? One second. Yeah, I have this iterator for lines. Now I would be then looping over this. So while I have the iter for lines dot next till I have the next value, I would be storing the next value in a new variable, that is the line. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And then okay, we can make one more variable for var number of columns, but instead of that, number of rows, because we need to keep a track of how many rows we have in the CSV file. Like this parser should be able to provide as much data as possible to the user, right? Now, inside of this, I have the iter for lines dot next, and then I'm getting the next line. Now I need to split this line on comma. So obviously, I can just copy this line over here. Uh, I think so. To copy, like to copy in the Helix editor inside the terminal, I need to press escape. Then I can press X and it will select the line. Then I think I need to press Y. Okay, so it has register one selection, and then I can I can, like, place my cursor here and press P. Yeah, that has pasted it. Very good. So I can do it like this. Now header line, instead of the header line, I am going to be using the line itself. So now I am, for example, on the second row. Okay. I have taken the second row. That is the starting point of the data. Then after taking that second row, I have splitted it on columns. So now I have individual values, right? So how does our struct look like? Okay, so it has rows, which is a list of strings. Okay, so it is a list of strings. Okay, that's fine. Now, what I need to do here is I first need to create something like, let me just think about it. This is, I need to, okay. I have this given line. I have now split it into multiple values. Now I think I should create a new variable, which would be uh, iter, iter for lines. No, this should be, uh, this would be row. Yeah, this would be row. Row will be equal to stt dot, uh, then it should be array list, and I would be passing this. Obviously, this is a list of strings. Then initialize it with the allocator, which has been passed to the function. Nice. Now I have a variable which should actually be rows. No, this should be row. Okay, row. I should now be going over this iter for header, which is while iter for header dot next. So I would be getting the next, I would be getting the individual column, the data inside individual column, and I would be storing that in the data for individual column. Okay. And then I've created the while loop. Now inside of the data for individual column, I am getting this, right? Each and every token. Now I have to then append this to the row variable. So try row dot append, and I would be appending the data for individual column. Yeah, that's fine. So I would have a single row saved inside of this, right? Now, for actually creating this, like for actually creating this rows of list of string, I first need to create a list of string, right? So for that, var no, this would be rows will be equal to std dot array. I think so. It should be array list, and I would be passing in the const this time. This time, I think so. I should be passing const unit, right? So we would have a list of strings in it, and the allocator, I would be passing that. So now I have a variable inside of which I can store each and every single row, right? Now I have appended the data for a single row inside of this while loop. Now inside of this main while loop, I need to append a single row to the rows. So to do that, I need to do rows dot append, and that would be, firstly I need to store the value, right? Const result will be equal to iter, I think so it should be row dot to owned slice. So I am converting the array list into a actual list of strings, and that would be the row, and I am passing that row to this rows, the result. Correct. Now let's just do a try, right? Now after doing this, I would be having a list. I would be appending a list of strings to this array list, which is the rows itself. Okay. Now I think we have completed the parsing of data, because yeah, I think so. Oh, I just cannot expect how many errors I'm going to face after this because the way we type the code and then once we go towards the execution part, it's just different. So I need to do that, right? We have the const CSV is equal to a struct, then number of columns, headers, and then rows. So let's just do that. We have CSV, the const uh, the result again is going to be uh, rows dot to own slice. So I would be doing that. That is going to be the main result. Now its type. Okay, let's just first keep that. So rows result. So that would be this, and then our main result that we are going to be returning from the function whose type is going to be CSV. CSV CSV is going to be okay. So let's just create a struct. Okay. I have a CSV, right? I have a CSV with number of columns. I think so. I should also be adding number of rows. 1 minute. Let me just add number of rows, and it is going to be U16 again. Actually, this could be a very big value. This should be U32. Hopefully, like I don't think so anybody would be needing anything more than U8 itself, but U32 is, I think so, that's enough. That's a big enough integer. I mean, that's just the alternative of int, unsigned int in C programming language. I think so, right? It's a 32-bit unsigned integer. Yeah. So let's just do something from here. How will I create this? I think so. I should be okay. So this is fine. Now inside of this CSV, we need a few parameters. That is dot number of columns. So the number of columns is going to be number of columns, comma. Now dot number of rows is going to be number of rows, and then I need to pass one more value, which is dot header. It's gonna be it is going to be header is going to be header itself. No, 1 minute. Let me check. Header list. So where am I getting the header? Okay, so I have just created the header list, but I haven't converted it into a permanent type. So I have a header list. Then no, I don't think so. I'm converting it into that value. So let's just do that here. Uh, const header headers underscore result will be equal to header list dot, then I would be doing to own slice. Yes. Okay. Like obviously I haven't done any sort of memory management at this point because like after creating such permanent types, I also need to free them, and using the allocator using which I had created them. And I also need to do deinitializing of this, but for now I think so it is gonna be fine because I would be using C allocator and it would be running. So obviously we would not have a thing which is memory safe, but yes, I need to implement memory safety by myself. That I would be doing in further videos, I think. So for now, let's just complete this code, like just see the minimum like working version of this. So dot header is going to be headers result, and dot rows is going to be rows result. Yeah. And then this main result, I'm going to be returning this return main result. Yeah. Okay, so obviously there are going to be so many errors I can't even think about them, but for now let's just continue like testing this. So var Uh, how will I create this? Okay, so I just need to call this parse CSV, I think. So I have the, okay, I haven't embedded any CSV file. Let me just bring up a CSV file. I think we had done it already. cd dot dot ls, oh, sorry, cd CSV, CSV parser, ls, cd, source. Okay, I have the weather.csv file. If I can check the weather, yeah, we have the weather.csv file. And let's just quit out of this. Then I can embed this file inside of my main.zip file. So let's just do hx slash main.zip and add something like const csv data is equal to embed file, and the path will be this weather, one second, weather.csv. Okay, nice. Now I have the CSV data and I can pass this to this function, which is parse CSV. So var result is going to be the, we are going to call the parse CSV function, parse CSV, and we would be passing an allocator to this. So the allocator is gonna be std.mem dot heap, or sorry, std dot page, right? It was page dot, one second, heap. I just, like there has been such a long time I have used Zig. I recently have had been using Java, C++, and Python. So let me just, recall some of the Zig which I just forgot. std.heap.c allocator. Okay, let's just use this because it's very unsafe and my code also is very unsafe. So I would at least be able to see the results without any errors, I think so. Then I can pass the CSV data in here. CSV data. Yeah. And the result. Okay, so the I can, like print things from the result. For that, std dot debug dot println. Okay, so print. Java is coming in my mouth. Println. Here I would be passing the stuff that would be like result. Yep. Result dot. Why? Result dot, one second. The result itself is I think the result itself is main result, right? And its type is CSV. So I would be getting the number of columns from here. CSV dot number. Why is it not doing any intelligence on this? I doubt. Maybe I can use const variable here. Const result. Result dot. Let's just check in the, debug log. I would be checking soon. So number of columns, right? Perfect. Now I think I can also pass, okay, like number of columns does not need any, like type. So let's just check this by running. So write this quit, and I think there's gonna be so many errors. Zig uh run, okay, or one second. Zig build run. Let's just wait. Okay, so there are many errors. So what's the issue? Hmm. Okay, I need to use the try thing. Now this is never mutated. Again, this is never okay. So both have not been mutated. That's the issue. No problem. I would be creating them in a separate way. So let's just cd source, or I can directly do hx source slash main. Yep. Now I have to change this, like number of columns. So I haven't been appending this to number of columns. See, I have done this var number of columns. So I am doing plus is equal to 1. And also after this, I think we have the number of rows. So let me just append the number of rows right here. So I have this one, right? And number of rows. So number of rows plus equal to 1, right? I think so this should work. So let's just write that with and zig build run. Number of columns has not been mutated. No problem. Let me just make it constant. Now, the thing is that I am using the if, like I am mutating the number of columns inside the if statement, right? So that's the issue. I need to do something. So for now, I think so. Number of columns. Let me just do number of columns. Number of columns will be equal to 0. So it does not error out. And also I need to put a try inside of this. Let's just put a try, and it also returns an error or void if it actually runs. Right, quit. Let's run this again. What's the second issue? Does not support field access. Uh, Error okay, I know why is this happening. I first need to go here, insert and try, and need to remove the try from here. Let's just do that. Check it again. I already told like there's gonna be so many errors. Okay, not a problem. For now, number of columns is equal to 0, right? Let's just do number of columns is equal to 1, then make it 0, or do a minus equal to 1, minus equal to 1. I mean, I'm just doing this for the debugging purposes so that it does not error out. Obviously, we would be fixing this in future videos. Still, it is giving me the issue of a variable of type comp time int must be constant or comp time. How is it comp time actually? Uh, it is number of columns is equal to 1. It's comp time. I don't get it. Like I have number of columns and then number of columns is equal to 1, number of columns minus equal to 1. uh okay, not a problem. Hmm. Let's just check it in a different way. Right, quit and zig build run. Must be comp time. I haven't ever like seen such an issue. Like, I have done a lot of these problems before. But if I will mutate the variable inside an if statement, it gives an error. If I am doing it outside the scope, it's still giving an error. Maybe I need to try something else altogether. Number of rows, right? Number of columns. Let me just comment this out itself. Number of columns, or make it const. How can this happen? Cannot assign to a constant. Okay, now that's the issue. Cannot okay, so let's just do a number of columns is equal to 1. Also, I would be removing the iteration from here so that we don't run into this error. And finally, I am adding the number of columns to the end CSV thing, right? Let me just go to the end of this and put a comma here so that I don't get this ugly kind of formatting. Write this and now it looks good. Quit. Now, number of rows is again same issue. Let's just check that. Number of rows, var rows is equal to std Number of rows, right? Number of rows. Okay. And I think so. I need to discuss this on the Discord server of Zig programming language because I need to get used to this. Why these things happen? Slash right quit and number of rows undeclared identifier. Let's just make it constant. Number of rows. Okay, now result. Okay, expected type this found. Okay, now I know why this happened because I am appending. Okay, I need to put a try in front of to own slice. Let's just do that. Try to own slice, then the result and to own slice try, then try again. The append is taking the result, which is try. Okay, now the column name should not be an issue. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, one. Finally, we got at least some kind of output. Let's just check what exactly is happening inside of here. So I have the result. Let's just print something else altogether. Let's just print the result dot and header. Let's just print the header, right? And what's the type of the header, which is let me just check what's the type of header. Obviously, it's going to be a list of strings. I can also do, let's just do a bit of formatting. So let's just do a for loop for, so I would be applying for on result dot header for result of header single, or I can just do header only, header. I would be printing stuff here. I have a single header and its type is a string, right? Let's just write that, quit and check. Okay, yes, that's good. Now that's the output which I wanted. See, I have retrieved all the, like all the headers from the CSV file. Let me just make this a bit more readable. Here I have the S inserted slash n, right, quit and do it again. Okay, now that looks good. I have the cloud 9 a.m., cloud 3 p.m., temperature, and each and every single thing. This was what I wanted to, make like a CSV parser. We are definitely able to parse the headers. Now, let's just check for if I am able to parse the content itself. Why not do that? So just do the result dot rows and do zig build run. And yes, here you can see I have passed each and every single row. Like you can actually see this, right? Now that's good. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching this video. In the next video, we would be improving this CSV parser. We would be making it memory safe. Also, there are a few bugs which I showed you, like the number of rows is one, the number of columns is one, right? We need them to be the actual number of rows and columns. So we would be fixing those issues. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Be sure to smash the thumbs up button. Also subscribe to the channel for more such content. Thank you and have a nice day.